Let's first quickly think in terms of 3 levels of equipment. Gym owner, get a Nordic bench. Home gym owner, you already have one. So this is just a basic squat rack. I've loaded more than I weigh on the other side, put a towel down, and then used a thick mat. This mat's in my exercise equipment list. I really like an extra thick mat. Now, the third category would be a gym goer. So if you're a gym goer, the simplest is gonna be a Mr. Infinity Nordic strap, because you can just put that right on any bench. Also, if your gym has a Smith machine, you can do this kind of setup pretty easily. And you could even use a weight bench. A lot of Smith machines don't go this low. So you can have it higher, but then you can use a weight bench, or you can use some kind of soft plyometric box to be on your knees, depending on what your gym has. So there we go, we're set up. Is it convenient? No. Is it extremely important for the rest of our lives? Yes. So we're training this once a week. This is our body weight session. Now, I want you to think in terms of hips. Hips determine the difficulty. Notice the upper body. So right here, we would have no difficulty. The farther these hips extend, the more difficulty we have. And there's how much load we use to assist on the way up. Okay, so you're just doing 3 sets of 5. The most important thing is fighting down. Okay, if you need to, you can push back up. Being able to handle that force and come back up is what we're working on, so that would be a valid rep. It's a very personal thing. If you want a little encouragement, know that the fastest man in the NFL, he still has his hips bent when he does this. So we're not trying to go completely straight. We're adjusting our hips in order to work at a pain-free level for us, and if we don't feel comfortable going back up on our own, we push up. We really are basically gonna do this once a week for years in order to bring up this quality. Now, this is the body weight session, and it's kind of amazing how perfect it is to just superset then with 3 sets of 5 on a reverse Nordic. Notice my glutes are locked, so I'm strengthening up. I'm loading through a quad, stretch, strengthening up. That's the ideal 5 reps, but elevating your feet reduces the difficulty. Like the Nordic, this reverse Nordic is a tough exercise. That's why I really just like it once a week for 3 sets of 5. Now in our loaded session, we're doing the exact opposite of the Nordic. Notice this was the hardest part of the Nordic, and this was the easiest part of the Nordic, but it's now the hardest part of the leg curl. So you have a monkey foot, which anyone can buy. If you're waiting to get a monkey foot, it is very affordable. Then every gym has a leg curl machine. So you'd use the leg curl machine and you would do 5 reps, but really trying to hold the contracted position. Now, how far the hips are really determines how difficult it is. So just like our Nordic, the straighter you can stay, the better. I suggest using about 10% of your body weight, but you could go infinitely light. And because we can then just switch sides and work the other side evenly, we get a really nice rebalancing effect, whereas the Nordic is not gonna be as practical to try to train one side at a time. So is it perfect that the Nordic's on 2 legs? No, but the Nordic allows us to work a certain area, and then this allows us to work a completely different area and one set at a time, so we will have nice balance. Now because that leg curl is so tightening on the hamstring, and because this is our loaded session, so that means we already did loaded ATG split squats, loading those back hip flexors, loaded squats and things like that. The squats plus the split squats already puts money in the bank for our reverse Nordic. So rather than trying to train reverse Nordic twice a week, I'd rather just train it once a week and then let those quads rest once you finish those last set of squats. So in this case, we're gonna balance up 3 sets of 5 each on the leg curl and on a Jefferson curl. I only advise up to 25% of body weight. Now what I do is I set myself up a target and I'm rounding my spine. I'm really taking my time. I'm not rushing, I'm just doing 3 sets of 5, and I'm trying to get that kettlebell all the way down to where my wrists are now as low as my toes, and come back up. So I'm using this 1 inch at a time on that spine, curling, trying to flex my quads at the bottom. This way, I don't tighten up from the leg curls, so it gives us a pretty nice weekly balance in terms of our finishing steps. That we've got our Nordic, we have the exact opposite with the monkey foot, and then we've got our reverse Nordic, and we've got almost a similar opposite with the Jefferson curl.